Next up, the 2013 champ, a guy who has finished outside the top 5 only once in his 6 Smackoff appearances. Always a threat to win it. He's already won it. He is the jungle's resident man of the silver screen, the aforementioned Mark in Hollywood. Mark, it's great to have you back. How are you? Good luck.
Great stick, Brad. Now release the male hooker that you kidnapped from your local go-go bar that you made take those pics, and make sure you take some Plan B, you used-up trick. But on the bright side, Brad and Corona showed us all what it's like to be inside of Herschel Walker's dome with that schizophrenic call. Brad, through all of your incoherent babbling, you failed to answer the question that's on everyone's mind. Do those crackheads in Canada still have your wife or not? And if she did bounce on your ass for the Canadian version of Wham, it's probably because when it's time to wrestle, your wife reacts to seeing your package the same way Gordon Hayward reacted to having another girl. Hey, honey, it's time to wrestle. Get a load of this. Yay. Is Mrs. Brad and Corona happy? Mrs. Brad and Corona is always happy. And speaking of Matt and Van and Tyler and the I really think you two believers are confused about what being fit means. It doesn't count when you're rail thin due to your booger sugar diet and your exercise regimen of sticking your fingers down each other's throats. So you have a stable country with a smart, level-headed, non-racist leader who isn't cucked by Vladimir Putin on the daily. Boring! Our country is still in the first act of the movie, Hosiers. We got to build a suspense. Now, please, get your asses back up north, and y'all better sponsor my Canadian citizenship when Trump deports black people. Mike, stop. Stop it already. I'm retiring. I'm back. I whine about less gimmicks, but conveniently forget I jumped off the back of a banana boat with Chael and rode his caboose to half a Smackoff chip. What a hoe. This is the guy that goes hard in the paint because y'all can't? Mike is the guy that calls the cops when someone commits a hard foul on him during a pickup game. I mean, what's the difference, really, between Mike and Caleb at this point? Caleb cries about fictional stalkers waiting for him in his driveway. Mike cries about a fictional champ ignoring him with his own gimmicky history with such irony that hasn't been seen since Orenthal said, Ron and Nicole killed me. My suggestion to you, Mike, is that you do go away because you are the spitting image of Papa John, and frankly, at this point, you're bad for the jungle brand. Better baggery, better gimmickry, Mike and Indy. Now, Jim, will you please explain to me the punch-drunk mess that is Vic and NoCal? So Rick in Buffalo takes this guy apart for 5 minutes straight, and then Vic goes right after him and takes 10 hours to utter a meager Matt in Cleveland-like response. Explain how seemingly overnight this guy went from Smackoff champ to kooky Kurt Schilling. Check out his tweets on under his burner account. This one's from this morning, Jim. Quote, just saying Neil Armstrong got really offended by that guy's question. Hashtag fake moon landing day. Hashtag liar and the thief. And Vic, I know you like to think you're some kind of Nacho Libre tough guy, but when are you going to stop playing virtual pocket ball with Rick in Buffalo? Don't you know what people are like in that frozen manure factory they call a city? They throw themselves through buildings as a greeting. They pass gas as a way to freshen their stadium's natural scent. When they see one of their fellow citizens urinating in public, they politely say, bless you. And that's just their women. But at least we've answered the age-old question, what do you get when Jeff in Richmond goes number 2? Rick in Buffalo. Now, before I go, Jim, I have to congratulate Left in Lasagna. Every year, his calls feature less and less Left, which is a win for all of us. Very impressive guest list, Left and Gravy. The Magic Hour didn't want any of those Z-listers. Hopefully you get something out of it, like Franzese introducing you to the La Cosa Nostra credo, death before dishonor. Please, Left, choose death. Because honestly, with the RSVP videos and everything, you're just embarrassing yourself now. You're a parody of yourself. You're parody Left. You remind me of Elvis Presley. He started his career by appropriating other people's music, adding cheesy glitz and glamour to it, and then calling it his own. You took my Siri bit, my Smackoff party, and Mike and Chael's team up, injected it with your brand of bagginess, and became the gimmicky little rip-off bitch that you are today. But just like Elvis, you got old, you got desperate, you got fat, and now you're stumbling around the stage, hopped up on peanut butter and banana sandwiches, and letting other people do your heavy lifting. It's over, Left. So shut your punk mouth and sit your fat ass down before I throw you in front of the next bullet that's aimed at Mona. And for the rest of y'all, man, I don't care if you're the BIC, if you're a DIC, like MIKE, I got a PhD in Smackology. The title is coming back by way of Philly. So forget the 5Gs, Rome. I did this for free. And there's only one thing left to say. Crown me!
Mark in Hollywood. All right, where do you slot him? Where are you going to put Mark?